I'd like to introduce you to Jose Federico Munoz. This man, I met him back in Laguna Beach, California, several years ago at a Star Knowledge conference, and have been following him ever since. I have seen him on Reality Rift, numerous other conferences around the world. This man is absolutely amazing, such a wealth of knowledge. He is a keeper of the crystal skulls, as you can tell, especially out by his booth there. He has so many more out there. Take a moment, spend some time with the skulls. And he is also the keeper of the Mayan calendar, and he teaches a lot of the Mayan wisdom. We're actually going to start out this afternoon with an interstellar ceremony for the first portion of this presentation. So please enjoy. We are happy to have Jose here, and Luis is joining him in this interstellar ceremony. So please welcome them.
Matyash ahau Ajpu, Matyash ahau cat, Matyash ahau imash. Imash, Kavimash, Shiv imash, Kihab imash imish, Hov imash imish, Give imash imish, Wukub imash imish, Wakshakiv imash imish, Hun imash, Lahuh imash, Kung lahuh imash, Gavlahuh imash, Osh lahuh imash. We welcome all our brothers and sisters from around the interstellar network that we represent. Gracias por venir a todos los hermanos y hermanas de todas las galaxias que se han reunido acá en el Monte Shasta. En nuestro corazón, a su corazón, this is a prayer of happiness and health. From our hearts to your hearts. From Mount Shasta with love, it is a prayer for happiness and health.
So this is a song for the moon. So this is when the moon gets full, everybody gets together in a place for energy. Everybody prays together. And get the energy together. This is everybody realize that we're here for a reason. We're here to pray, to make this bigger. Not just for us, but for everybody else. So we're here to open our eyes, grow our feathers, to speak to the Ajpus, to Ajpu Manchester, which is a spirit mountain, and get a clarity. Cuando la luna redonda está, se elimina la oscuridad. Cuando la luna redonda está, y ilumina la oscuridad. Vienes de todos a este lugar, manos y mentes a realizar. Vienes de lejos a este lugar, manos y mentes a rezar. Que me crezcan alas, que me abren los ojos. Quiero estar presente en todo momento. Que me crezcan alas, que me abren los ojos. Quiero estar presente cuando salga el sol. Amakia for us is in a picture language.
Ampu.
The moon, mother moon. Amana Kashanti, Anyai, Pacho. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what happens when you show up to your appointments in space and time that you set out about 60,000 years ago when you went down on the beach in Atlantis, right? It's part of the story. Not this story, but part of it. My name is Jose Ajpu Munoz Raven, and I am very grateful to be here sharing with my brothers and sisters from all times and space, from here to the moon, to the floating cities in the Venus atmosphere, to Calvalia in Mars as a city that we have populated already. And also from there, we are coming to Alpha Centauri B. And so transmitting from the future is a very interesting thing. First, if you're here, you're not gonna take me to the doctor. Give me some Prozac. Because right now, your spirit, your mind, and your whole being is really in a setting mode to receive this kind of talks, this kind of sound frequency. And so, my disclosure has always been, my name is Jose, and I am a door to different realms. And so, whenever this click in the future and the ancient future on your path, it's okay to just hear me out, what I have to say today. Some of these things that we talk about at this latitude and longitude in Mount Shasta, a lot has to do with your future self. So I encourage you all to talk to your future self today and ask her how she got there. What happened between 2022 and 2199? Ask her what happened to the planet. Ask her for the solutions that us, came up with in 2022 out of Mount Shasta. We came down off the mountain like really, really high in bliss and happiness, in abundance and in love. And we design all these parameters of 3D reality where we can take steps so your future self can enjoy fresh air, just like everybody else in the planet, clean water, and nothing but organic food. So if you ask your future self how you got there, then it'll be easier just to come to that point in space and time.
Goes down to
Squeeze.
squeeze.
So I like talking about cycles. I am a Mayan timekeeper from the Chor'Ti tribes, those who are descendants of the ancient commerce with the Vikings. When the Vikings mixed with the Mayan people, there was something came out called the Chor'Ti tribes. So I'm that, part of that inheritance. And so we talk about cycles, big cycles, little cycles, medium cycles. And the first cycle I like to talk about is the trecena. The trecena is a period of 13 days. And Terry, Arthur, and the rest of the crew, they decided to start the program at the beginning of the trecena of Ajpu. That was yesterday. So when that happens is collectively we make an agreement in the subconscious that we're here to protect the children and the elders. I know a lot of you have been doing this all your life, so this is nothing new to you. What's new here is when you make a commitment. What time of space and time are we on right now? So that's really the message. The summary of what I'm saying for the last 66,000 years is go bigger or go home. Not go big or go home. Go bigger or go home. That's the time and space that we're in today. And how did that come to be was, for 66,000 years you've been here in this prison. We may call it Mother Earth, we may call it Mothership Earth, but some of you have been in a prison. So now this is the time where from 2012 on to 2032, Mother Earth has been gentle and has opened all the gates for all of you who are tired of recycling in this planet to leave and never come back. That's the Geomancee of Time that we're in. From 2012 to 2032, if you're one of those who said, I'm tired of this, I don't want to do this anymore, good news for you. You don't have to be here anymore. And in fact, we can just think it, and the universe is saying, yeah, here's an illness that you can take a quick exit out of this planet. And so, if you're thinking you're tired of this planet, then this is an opportunity to die quickly and painlessly. This is the Geomancee of Time. Every 26,000 years, this prison opens, and the sea, the interstellar sea that you are, doesn't have to be buried in the earth to rebirth again. You know, like a plant? You put the seed, then it grows again. Same thing with the humus. You go down into the earth and you're born again. For 26,000 years, you're here doing your work. Are you doing willingly? That's the question of Geomancee of Time. The awareness of, are you really here for another 26,000 years? Or are you willing to go check out the rest of the universe? Because you don't die. You don't die. You're eternal. So it's where do you want to bring your service to? In which part of the universe? That's the only question in this Geomancee of Time. I am emphasizing the geomancy because we are considering the latitude, the longitude, and what's on the ground, and which one of the 88 constellations that we follow in the Mayan cosmology are right above us. We want to only talk about one. That's today's constellation, is Imish. And that's a cycle of, in the Mayan world, we have 72 hours. We divide the day by 72, not by 12. So for English purposes, you have 24 hours to download or remember, however you prefer, primal knowledge. So in today's Imish, during that Resena of Ajpu, in the cycle of 20 years, from 2012 to 2032, in the cycle of 520 years of illumination, you have the opportunity to open yourself to some deep, deep knowledge that you can convert into wisdom. And so again, nothing new to you. You've been here the last 2 days. You have been exposed to some really, really beautiful knowledge that now you can carry and convert it into wisdom for your own benefit and the benefit of your community, the benefit of this planet. And so, during this time, it's really a good idea to execute and take action on the plans that you've been brewing for the last 60,000 years. Or maybe we don't have to go that long in memory. Maybe just the last 3 years you've been thinking about doing something. This is the time to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to get sick. Mentally, physically, or spiritually sick. Now, this is not a threat. This is just an information out on the table. You might think what you want of it. That's what the Mayan people, the Mayan people, we don't impose what we know. We bring it to the table, and then it's up to the person who's listening to make sense of it or just put it back in the shelf. Maybe sometime in the future it'll make sense again. And so, I was writing some notes earlier, and in this Geomancee of Time, there's 3 messages that are really relevant for all of us here and around the planet. Yes, go bigger or go home. Execute your plans, because right now you can manifest what you think. All of you know that. Someone talked about the lizards yesterday as the dreamers of what they bring into reality. In the Mayan culture, we call them cat. And they do weave everything that we see in the 3D reality is by dreaming it into reality, by bringing it into reality. So What is it that you want to bring for you and for the next 22 generations? That's the time that we're in right now. How important is this? You guys, most of you might know, or most of you know, that we are in the year of the feline. This is the first time that a lot of the calendars agree where the tiger, the jaguar, the cat, and the lion are all together. So when this happens is you eat or get eaten. I'm not gonna get eaten. And I suggest that you don't get eaten either. You know, in this space and time we do astral travel and dream work. And the other day I was flying near a town in Honduras and Nicaragua in the form of a pelican. And then it was time for me to become a sea creature, so I jumped into the reality of being an octopus. And as I was swimming down, trying to get to the water worlds, I felt this pain in my shoulder, and then in my head, and then I heard this crunch. Was the shark ate me. So I suggest don't get eaten. It's very painful. So in the astral travel that we were doing, we're actually going through the border of the Ukraine and Russia, and also the border of the Tibetan and China, to make negotiations for no nuclear war on this planet. So as I felt being eaten by the shark, and oh yeah, it's no big deal. I'm just gonna get through this pain, and I will become a mantis shrimp. And then it's all good because I have lived 10,000 years as a mantis shrimp. So I know how to navigate. Once I'm in that body, then I'm good in the ocean. You know? And then I remember this. Yogananda told me there is no need for more pain or suffering. So those of you who are in pain, either mental, physical, or spiritual pain, this is a message for you, if you choose to take it. There is no more pain. There is no need to go through pain anymore. There's also no need to go through suffering, like the Buddhists would like you to think. There's no need for suffering or pain. That's one of the messages of the Geomancee of Time. The other message is go bigger or go home. The third message will be this. There's no more need for medicines, plant medicines. Ever. Again, you know why? Because humanity as a whole is starting to remember that we're all one. Therefore, in Lakesh Alakin, you're a plant. You don't need the plants anymore. You are it. So if you're thinking about a mushroom trips the next week, or maybe tomorrow after Mount Shasta, consider this. You're already a mushroom. So there is no need for more medicines ever again, whether I have to disclosure this before I say this. This is my reality. This is the world I lived in. And I highly invite you to come to this side of the universe because it's really cool. I've been doing it for 44 years. And I have to do the disclosures because I intend to send this message later in a massive way to all my relatives. So, I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you, you don't need any more medicines. They're already within you. They're already inside you. In this 4 dimension that we're all living now, a lot of people talk about the 5th dimension and the 6th dimension, all the way to 11th dimension where allegedly Jesus Christ lives and the Virgin Mary. And maybe they do. I haven't been there, so I don't know. But I know that in this time and space, we are scheduled to fully master the fourth dimension, which is time. We already mastered the third dimension. You already know how to get rich. You already know how to go spiraling down the hole all the way to be homeless in the streets of Los Angeles. You already know how to get up and down again in those cycles. So now it's time for all of us to master the fourth dimension, which is time. So here's a token from my heart, from the Mayan tribes, how to master time. You breathe. Let's all breathe in. And we inhale the mastery of time, where there's plenty of abundance, whatever that means to you at this time and space in your evolution, there's plenty of abundance, and you breathe it in, and then you share it with everyone you know. Mastering time is about going to the future and bring it to the present, the eternal now. Mastering time is going to the past and give yourself some love when you were a child. Give yourself some love when you were in the womb, in the mother's womb. And give yourself some love from the time that you were spinning around in the universe and you decided to come and you chose your parents and you chose your experience and you chose your cousins and your siblings and that country you were born in, and then you came to do your work. Send some love to that shade of you. And so in this reality that I live in, there is no pain and there is no suffering. You manifest like this. Anything you ever wanted, anything you ever wanted to experience, you can do it right now, right here in the eternal present. And so I just want to say again, go bigger or go home. What happens if you don't go bigger is you die, which is okay. You know, I know some of us are very greedy and we want to have you here forever. And we cry and we stomp our feet. Why do they have to die? But that's just us. The spirit who left this planet is actually very happy, just by the way. They're happy. And they're not living any more drama. So let them be wherever they are. You stop crying for them, please. Doesn't do you any good. So that's what happens when you don't go bigger. You might take a choice, a quick exit in this planet, and it's okay. Thank you for your work. In deep gratitude for everything you have done and you will ever do. So go bigger or go home, whatever homes happen to be. There is no more pain or suffering, and there is no need for medicines. No need for peyote, ayahuasca, iboga, huachuma, mushrooms, marijuana, alcohol. There's no need for any of that. This is the time that we're in. And again, this is my reality. You know, I'm a Mayan mathematician, which means I teach the Mayan mathematics, which is the equivalent to quantum physics in the Western world. So from that point of perspective, this is really very relevant in this time and space in your reality. And since we are all scientists of this planet, then we remember there is roughly about 8.5 billion different truths in this planet. So I'm just saying, from the Mayan perspective, standing in the future, in the middle of the sun of the Milky Way, with a very wide perspective of the blue planet, that's the reality that we're in. This is the Geomancee of Time, and this is what I came here to say to you, my dear sisters and brothers. go do the biggest. Don't wait for the biggest thing. Go do it. Execute your plans. If you need assistance, please. There's a whole tribe that want to help you that you've been neglecting to acknowledge. A whole lot of people want to help you accomplish what you want to do. So just be open to receive help. And lastly, because I like to do the walk and the talk, I can tell you about that by experience, I was able to manifest this piece of land by Yosemite, and you're all invited to come and live there. All of you. We have 8 rivers on the ground.
Whoa.
Yeah. The water is only 60 feet on the ground. We're off the grid with solar panels near Yosemite in California. So all of you are invited to come and enjoy. Take a vacation from your vocation. I remember that was one of the things that caught my attention was vocation is only a little away from vacation. The elder said that yesterday. And so, yeah, come and take a vacation from whatever it is that you're doing, give you anxiety or depression. Take a break. Yeah? So you're all invited to come to Hummingbird. It's called Hummingbird. It's 160 acres of wilderness, and the land is the filter. So a lot of people try to get there and they get lost. Just saying. The land is the filter, and it's a beautiful filter because I can truly practice, trust, and respect everything and everyone. Because I know the land will take care of any energy that doesn't belong. Anybody that doesn't belong will not make it here at Hummingbird. It's a community where the children learn from the elders, and the elders learn from the children. It's been a long time coming, and now it's actually 3D. It's here. And I'm going to be your Hummingbird tourist guide. I'll show you all the cool places, I'll show you the altars, and I'll show you where the pyramids will be. It's a Mayan ceremonial center that is open to all of you, so come and enjoy. And I want to thank you for listening to my words and the sound frequency that was spectacular. If you missed it, send me an email and I will send that whole video to you. Because that was so beautiful. That's all I got. Thank you. I guess there is some questions I can answer, yes. We have 3 questions or 2 questions. Do you have a question?
Will you introduce your skulls?
Yes, of course. This one is Rosita. Rosita is ready to go home with somebody. This is Kihab Ajpu. He's actually from my tribe. He's actually wants to go home with somebody. This is from Loreto, an albino dolphin and whale over there. This is Harmony. I call her Grandma, but she's part of a trio that came out of the Mongolian desert sometime in the 40s and 50s. She has a very long story, so I'm not going to get into that, but she's ready to come with me back to the altar. And here I have, this one is Osh-Lahu-Tihash. Osh-Lahu-Tihash is a doctor, a medicine person, which we don't really need anymore. But for the memory and to honor the ancestors, she's also ready to go home somewhere. And this is another Ajpu, one of the ancient ones. It's a representation of the founding grandmas and grandpas who came from a planet called Shahil and established planet Earth in their laboratory. So it's a really cool representation of what the Chor'Ti tribes, where they came from. Yeah, she's also ready to go kick some ass somewhere. All right. Anyone else? Any other questions? All right. If you have any questions, go to my website. It's manifestationsstations.com. Or you can text me or send me an email. I have a lot of information. I'd be glad to answer any on all your questions. Other than that, I want to do astral traveling teachings in Venice next on the 21st of this month, and then for the equinox, we're gonna do some really amazing work at the Serpent Mount. So come with us. Any more questions?
When are you going to be in Venice?
The 21st of August. I'm gonna do astral traveling and dreaming, the arts of dreaming training. All right, thank you. Matyash dat Matyash nan. If you open your hearts and your minds and your spirits to receive the blessings of the ancient ones, please do. Just breathe. Matyash dat Matyash nan ukushkach ukushule. Matyash ahau imosh. Hun imosh, kev imosh, oshiv imosh, kihav imosh. Hov imosh. Wikiv imosh, wukuv imosh imish, wakshakiv imosh imish, belehev imosh imish. Lachuch imosh, hun lachuch imosh, gav lachuch imosh, osh lachuch imosh. Now we all do the original skull and bones. We say Matyash. 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 Thank you.
Thank you.